This is Kyle Madsen with your top stories on Sports 1140. The Sacramento Kings are back in action tonight at home against the Atlanta Hawks. Our coverage here on Sports 1140 begins with game night at 5:30. Kings Live is at 6:30 and tip-off that's set for 7 o'clock. Anthony Davis' trade request hasn't led to a trade yet, but it did earn him a $50,000 fine, the maximum amount allowed by the NBA for a public trade request. The NBA called it, quote, an intentional effort to undermine the contractual relationship between Davis and the Pelicans. Speaking of the Pelicans, they beat the Rockets 121-116 last night. James Harden got his 30 points, though. He had 37 in the loss to extend his streak of 30-point games to 24. Elsewhere, the Cavs beat the Wizards 116-113. The Bucks tops the Pistons 115-105. Thunder 126. Magic 117 in Orlando. D'Angelo Russell carried the shorthanded Nets past the Bulls 122-117. He had 30 points in that one. The Spurs beat the Suns 126-124, but don't ask Greg Popovich who won that one, and the 76ers were all over the Lakers 121-105. It's 7:01. Plan now to watch the big game at Sammy's Restaurant, the best food and drink inside Stone's Gambling Hall, I-80 at Antelope Road. Those are your top stories, and now back to the drive on Sports 1140 KHTK.
Rise and shine, sleepyhead.
I'm not letting you go to work today.
Wait, what?
Everybody, listen up.
Welcome to The Drive.
Morning.
You're gonna talk.
Get on the phone at 339-1140.
Pretty awesome, huh?
Jump in on our text line at 441140.
Everyone is talking about it. You must know that.
The Drive starts now.
Kevin Nagel will be in studio from 8 to 9. We'll get to prop bets, I promise. We have prop bets to get to. Kyle's very excited about prop bets. From the 530 on the Jiffy Lube text line. Good morning, guys. Did you say Kevin will be in from 8 to 9? I imagine you'll be talking about the Republic. Yes. I promise you we'll.
No, we're talking about local pizza places that he likes to eat at.
Now, to be fair, I'm going to have some fun with Kevin. It's not going to be an hour of straight Republic talk. Like, we'll get to it, but that's going to be more of a podcast than a broadcast, I told you. Is she on? All right.
Yeah, she answered the phone with "Hi, Kyle." That was new.
I warned her.
It really threw me off.
I told her you were calling.
That really threw me off.
Every day we have two televisions in studio here, and one is always on sports, and the other I put on Good Day Sacramento. I have friends over there, and I enjoy the program, and no friend I enjoy more than Camby Brown, who joins us right now. Good morning, Camby. How are you?
Good morning.
Camby, I just had a couple. This will be real quick. I just had a couple of questions.
Oh, no.
For you. No, it's okay. It's all right. Camby, just, no trick questions here. Just asking. And feel free to be honest. I know you always are brutally honest.
Me not.
Yep.
Camby, would you say you and I are friends?
Yes, the best of friends.
Okay, we're close friends, right? A lot of people, you and I are very friendly with each other. We talk
You will text me and say, why don't you love me? And I will say, I love you the most.
Very accurate. That's very accurate. So I don't want to get too far into detail here because there's,
Please
competition and I have bosses and all that. But I do have Good Day. Kyle, I'm not lying. I have Good Day on right now. I always have Good Day on. I'm very loyal.
That's the NFL Network.
No, the other one. And I was just watching Camby do a wonderful segment, and she was doing a segment with somebody who is a morning show host on a competing station. And that's and we wish everybody the best of luck.
Right,
We're
of
all
course,
friends.
of course.
We're all trying to do a job. But it occurred to me at some point, Camby, we've never done anything together on the air.
I know, but let me tell you the difference. Kyle, are you single?
No.
No. Dave, are you single?
Yes.
No, you're not.
Okay, I'm
You
sorry.
are married.
No, I'm sorry. I'm married. I've been married for 12 years.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dave has a hot single man that works here. I mean, you can't blame a girl.
So am I to gather that though you and I are close friends, the priority is not necessarily the friendship. We're out trolling for dates, and if we can use our
So we need to hire a single guy.
a single.
Yes, or break up with your girlfriend, Kyle.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Camby, what if I get a divorce? What about
Offended.
that? Is that mean we're going to do more?
Please don't do that.
Is that
Please
mean?
don't do that.
Will we do more TV segments? Is that what you're telling
Okay,
me?
but also they were doing something for the community, so
Right.
that was like the first reason. That's how I convinced my bosses to let me come. But then the other side of it is, this hot single DJ.
So what you're saying is, now let me Kyle, here's a good idea. I should at some point in my career do something for the community.
I agree.
That would be something new. I should participate in something community related.
Maybe like a caravan of some sort.
Caravan, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe if there was a local ball club.
Okay, I'm not saying that you haven't done anything for the community. They're just doing something that's like timely.
Okay.
Like right now. When you were doing that, I wasn't even living here, but I was watching from where I was living, all of this going on.
All right, that's fair. I
was your fan before we became friends.
Listen, I just want to spend more time with you having fun, and I was a little bit hurt. I get where you're coming from. I would like to discuss ways where you and I could have fun with the shows and make it all, we could do a dating game. I don't know. We could play Parcheesi.
Oh, I like it.
We could do something.
Only for people that like the Sacramento Kings, though, because that's important.
You're a huge Kings fan. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to discuss this over lunch.
Okay.
Preferably McCooney's.
Yeah, as usual.
Okay,
where you will pick at everything on my plate. Okay.
So let's do this, and we'll figure it out. And then also, I need you and Kyle to work on hiring a hot single DJ who likes the Sacramento Kings. And who's tall, dark, and handsome.
Okay, I'm kind of
duly noted. We'll put that on the job description.
I'm kind of leaning towards.
Please.
Yeah.
Also, make sure they're attracted to me too. Be like, hey, Google Campy Brown. Tell us what you think, and if they're like, ew, don't hire them.
Yeah, we'll give them we'll be like, hey, swiping left or swiping right.
Which is the good one?
Yeah, swipe right is good.
I don't know.
Swiping right is good.
Swiping, and that's on what?
Swiping right. Okay.
Tinder,
Yes,
Grindr, all
Tinder.
the dating sites.
Not been on Grindr, but Tinder.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know any of them. Okay, we're already getting text, Camby, by the way, from a lot of hook me up. She's super cute. I'm telling you, you could come in here. We could have a dating game.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Well, we need a lawyer too, probably.
Definitely need a lawyer.
All right, dear. I love you. Have fun.
Okay, love you the most.
Okay.
Bye.
It just kind of pisses me off. Is all I'm saying. Got a little protective there.
I like that she was honest though.
Right. She was. Hey, you say what you want about Camby
Brutally
Brown.
honest.
She will not ever lie about anything ever. There will be no exaggerations. That who you are talking about is for the 916. Okay, I'm done with this. I want to partake in the dating game. She's smoking hot water on the weekends. Meow. Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to send all these to Camby.
To say screenshots.
Yeah, I'm sending screenshots to Camby. All right. We do a Super Bowl prop bet on how long it's going to take Camby to come over and do a segment. It's good publicity, too.
Really good publicity.
Number 12 morning show in the entire
12.
country. All right, we have some prop bets, Kyle, I want to get to here before 4 down territory. Are you ready for a few?
Yeah, I'm going to highlight your selections and mine. Do you want to be yellow or blue?
I'm gonna be blue.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yep.
Did you have a preference?
Nope.
Okay. Let's go with a couple of sporty ones here, and everyone, please play along at home. Of course, the one everyone knows about. Kyle, Gladys Knight will be singing the national anthem. The over/under on the length of the anthem that she sings, 1 minute, 50 seconds.
Give me the over on that one. Going over a minute 50.
I'm taking the over, too. How many times will Gisele Bündchen be shown on television during the broadcast? The over-under is at 1.5.
Give me the... I'm going to go under.
I'm going to go over. That means she'll be shown twice.
Okay.
Our first disagreement. Gladys Knight's microphone during the national anthem. Will it be on the mic stand, not on the mic stand, or will she have a headset? By the way, headset is 14-1. On mic stand is 2-3. Not on mic stand, 5-4.
Give me not on mic stand. I like those odds.
I'll take mic stand. Sorry. I think that's what's going to happen. They literally have prop bets for everything, Kyle. I'm not joking here. This is an actual prop bet. Will Gladys Knight kneel during the national anthem?
I'm going with no.
Yeah, I am too. No is by far the favorite at minus 1,000.
That's bet 1,000 to win 100.
That means if you bet $100 that she will kneel, you would win $500. I actually feel like that should be higher. Will any player kneel during the national anthem?
I'm going with no on that one, too.
Here's what's funny, Kyle. The odds on a player kneeling during the anthem are exactly the same as Gladys Knight kneeling during the anthem. And don't you think that Gladys Knight's odds should be like 10 times?
I think so.
I think it's 10 times more likely that a player would kneel, which I don't think they will,
right.
than Gladys Knight kneeling.
So you're going with no as well?
Absolutely going with no. I don't even think you should write those down. That's dumb. There's just no way that's happening. I'm sorry. Will Rob Gronkowski have a hand on his heart during the national anthem? Yes is minus 500. No is plus 300.
I'm going to go with no because I like the odds better.
I agree with you. Will Bill Belichick be used, or will Bill Belichick be referred to as a genius? The favorite is no at minus 160. Yes is plus 120, meaning bet $100, win 120.
I'm going to go no.
Will the Bill Belichick and Sean McVay age gap be mentioned during the game broadcast?
For sure.
Yes is minus 200. It is the favorite. All right, couple here. We got to go, right?
Yeah.
Will greatest show on turf be said during the live broadcast? That's kickoff to the final whistle.
Yes.
No is the favorite at 200, and I very much agree with you. I'm going to go yes, too.
I'm amazed that no is the favorite there.
I really am, too. And finally, will Romo Stradamus be said during the live broadcast? No, minus 500. Yes, plus 300.
Romo Stradamus? No, that's not going to get said.
Yeah, I'm tempted, but will there be a streaker during the game? I lied. Last one. Will there be a streaker during the game? No is minus 5,000. Yes.
In Atlanta, for sure.
Okay. Yes. If you bet 100, you win $2,000.
You owe me $2,000 if there's a stripper.
No.
Streaker.
Kyle, let's go streaking. I'm going yes as well. From the 916, Dave, I hope you realize that Kyle is making that entire paper Warriors colors. Hey. 4 down territory is next. Rams focus.
I have some prop bets for you later, by the way.
And then Cam. Oh, do you? Okay. Yeah. Then we'll do that at the end of the Cam DaSilva interview. 4 down territory, followed by Cam DaSilva of Rams Wire, and then Kevin Nagel in studio at 8 o'clock. The drive continues next. Sports 1140 KHTK.
4 down territory brought to you by Fire Wings. Try one of their 21 delicious flavors of wings today. Also try their new Nashville Fire Chicken Sandwich. It is just fantastic. Firewings.com. For the location nearest you, Fire Wings, just wing it. Got first down coming up. Is Jared Goff ready for the Super Bowl? Thanks for letting me do the read, man. That was really nice of you.
I just want you to vamp for like another 5 minutes. It's so mean. I'm sorry. I got caught on a phone call. Mm-hmm. It was important, though. Not more important than the show, Kyle. I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I know you don't like doing that.
I hate it.
You're good at it.
Thanks, man. I got the read in.
Is Jared Goff ready for this? I hope so.
Strong.
He better
really
be.
Strong.
I mean, here's the thing. You can't discount experience. People like to do that. Now, there's the young and dumb philosophy, which is you're so not used to this that you don't think any other way. Some people are just built like that. They can show up at any age. They're not bothered by pressure. I used to work with our good friend Nate Goodyear, and one of our favorite arguments that we would go back and forth on is he, and I don't know if he still feels this way, but he and I would argue whether or not clutch is a real thing, whether pressure is a real thing. And Nate would say there's no difference, for example, getting 3 outs in the 9th as opposed to getting 3 outs in the 4th. It's still 3 outs.
I mean, ostensibly, yes. That's correct.
And that's where I think that numbers and thinking scientifically go wrong, because you have to allow for the human element, which is very difficult to measure. Pressure does matter, and clutch does matter. And finally, on the air one time, I got pissed, and I said, Nate, I don't know what other way to put this, but you know that game Operation, where you stick the little tweezers in the thing, and you have to pull the bone out, or the little red nose goes, I said, you any good at that game? He goes, I own at that game. I said, okay. Now, what if I have a gun to your cat's head, and I'm going to pull the trigger if that red nose goes off? Do you think your performance would be altered whatsoever? And that's my point. Pressure can crack people. Mm-hmm. It's a real thing. Tom Brady's going to feel a ton of pressure, but Tom Brady's felt pressure his whole career. This is old hat. This is normal for Tom Brady.
Right. This is his 9th time. He's played over a half season worth of games in the Super Bowl.
This is not normal for Jared Goff.
Right.
Who before this year had a grand total of not any playoff wins.
Right.
Is he ready for it? Yeah. I think the question is he as ready for it as Tom Brady is, enough to not be a liability? And that we won't know till Sunday.
I think we saw Nick Foles last year step in, and he was very good in his first Super Bowl. We saw Jared Goff make a couple of big-time throws against the Saints in New Orleans. That is a huge, very hostile environment in a huge moment. But I'm wondering if Jared Goff is ready for maybe not the moment, but for literally what the Patriots are going to throw at him defensively. Because I think they're going to come at some things that they're not quite ready for. And can he diagnose that at the line without Sean McVay in his ear telling him what's going on? Can he diagnose that at the line and then and make throws and make the correct decisions? And that I'm uncertain of. But pressure-wise, I think he'll be fine.
Second down.
Second down.
What's the Rams' biggest advantage over the Pats?
I'm not being flippant. Talent.
Yeah.
They're a more talented team.
Yes. They are the better team on paper.
They are on paper. I don't think it's particularly close, the better team. They have better receivers. They have
better running backs, better defensive line.
Their
offensive line is as good.
Yes. But talent doesn't always translate into victories.
Correct.
Rams did not go 16-0 this year and have not, well, they have gone undefeated in the playoffs, obviously. I think that's the biggest advantage they have. Now, utilizing that talent and plugging it in to where that talent plays to the best of its abilities, and also offsetting Bill Belichick's ability to minimize talent on the opposing team. That's my question, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. The Rams, if it's just heads up, pound for pound, mano a mano, the Rams win. But like you just said, it's not that. It comes down a ton to coaching and game planning and scheming, and that's where I think the Patriots have an advantage, but the Rams are the better team.
Third down.
Which is more important for the Rams to have going 100%, their offense or defense?
I think their offense. I do. I think the defense will feed off the offense. Now, don't get me wrong. If that defense goes crazy and they're picking balls and they're sacking Tom Brady, that's really a big deal. But I don't think the Patriots can hang with the Rams offensively. If both are going strong, I don't think the Pats can hang with the Rams. They can't get into a 45-41 type of game. I see that as much less likely than the Patriots being able to hang in this sort of defensive battle where everyone's getting sacked and everyone's getting picked off and everybody's fumbling and it's some sort of sloppy 28-24 type of deal. I think if the Rams offense goes berserk and does their thing, I think that's going to fuel the entire team.
I couldn't agree more. Their offense, when you say 100%, like they're going at the best of their ability, their offense is the best offense in the league. It is a juggernaut. Okay, people are going to go, what about the Chiefs? Okay, fine. They're the best offense by far in this game when they're going at 100%. Second best or best in the league. And when everybody is forgive the pun, cooking, it's really hard to stop with Josh Reynolds and Gerald Everett and Brandon Cooks and Todd Gurley and now C.J. Anderson, I guess. Mm-hmm. That's a very, very good offense.
Well, what was the pun with the cooking I needed to forget?
Brandon Cooks.
Okay. Right over the head. Fourth down.
Fourth down.
Just start saying no pun intended for no reason.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Just like, and hey, no pun intended, but when everybody on this offense is playing well.
we should just start dropping that. Like, no offense for just no reason whatsoever.
Reggie Miller one time said, and I think Anthony Davis is starting to think, no pun intended, Steph Curry, I'm the best player on the floor right now. What? Give me a non-Goff /Gurley/Donald player that will step up and help the Rams win.
Okay, so it's funny you said that because
I have a great answer.
My pick was Brandon Cooks. My pick was going to be Brandon Cooks, and you alluded to him in a funny way. One of these receivers, I feel, if we're sitting here on Monday and the Rams are the Super Bowl champions, whether it's Reynolds, Cooks, Woods, I feel like it's going to be Brandon Cooks. I see a Brandon Cooks long completion at some point, a 91-yard touchdown, something crazy. Mm-hmm. But I'm also looking at Marcus Peters. Looking at Marcus Peters, and I'm thinking, I could see big things coming out of this guy too. But I think it's going to be, I'm gonna go Cooks and Peters. I'm picking, those are my two guys, my picks to click for the Rams if they win the Super Bowl, if you will.
I'm taking Gerald Everett, dude.
Terrible
I don't know
pick.
why. I don't know why, but I feel like Gerald Everett's going to score a touchdown in this game, and that's who I'm going with. I think the Patriots are one of those teams who say, we're going to erase your best player. They're going to find a way to limit Brandon Cooks. They're going to find a way to limit Robert Woods. They're going to go one-on-one with Brandon Cooks and jam him and throw him off. And they're going to say, hey, if Gerald Everett beats us, Gerald Everett beats us. And I think Gerald Everett's going to beat him.
Can I change one of my picks to click?
Only if it's for Tyler Higbee.
I'm going to
C.J. Anderson.
I'm getting off of Marcus Peters. I completely forgot LaMarcus Joyner's on that team. Florida State's LaMarcus Joyner. That's not a huge switch.
Also, Ndamukong Suh has been very, very good the last couple of weeks.
Yes, he has.
But I'm picking Gerald Everett.
Are you? I'm saying LaMarcus Joyner, if the Rams win, he's their Super Bowl MVP.
I'm putting a significant portion of the dollars I'm taking to bet on Gerald Everett to score the first touchdown.
The first touchdown. I'll bet you can get good odds just that he scores a touchdown.
Yeah. Probably the Rams' first touchdown.
We'll talk to Cam DaSilva. We're going to ask him some of these same questions.
Yes, good idea.
And thank you. And we'll focus on the Rams in this next segment. We'll also try to get some more prop bets. And then in the 8 o'clock hour, Kevin Nagel will join us, the head of your Sacramento Republic. Big things happened last week. We're going to have him in for kind of a podcast broadcast for the final hour of the program right here on The Drive. Sports 1140 KHTK.
Hey, it's Kyle Madsen with your top stories on Sports 1140. The Sacramento Kings are back in action tonight. They host the Atlanta Hawks at the Golden One Center. Our coverage right here on Sports 1140 begins with game night at 5:30. Kings Live is at 6:30, and then tip-off with the G-Man is set for 7 o'clock. Anthony Davis' trade request has not resulted in a trade, but it did result in a $50,000 fine. That's the max allowed by the CBA for a public trade request. The NBA said it was, quote, an intentional effort to undermine the contractual relationship between Davis and the Pelicans. Speaking of the Pelicans, they beat the Rockets 121-116 last night. Houston got 37 points out of James Harden. He's now scored 30-plus points in 24 consecutive games. The Pelicans got 27 from former 76ers number 1 overall pick Jahlil Okafor, or number 3 overall pick Jahlil Okafor.
Yeah, that's right.
Cavs 116, Wizards 113. The Bucks top the Pistons 115-105. Thunder 126, Magic 117. That was in Orlando. D'Angelo Russell had 30 points to lead the Nets past the Bulls 122-117. The Spurs beat the Suns 126-124. And the 76ers were all over the Lakers 121-105. It's 7:35. Plan now to watch the big game at Sammy's Restaurant. The best food and drink inside Stone's Gambling Hall, I-80 at Antelope Road. Those are your top stories. Back to the drive on Sports 1140 KHTK. Nailed it.
Button stuff.
The best morning show on KHTK. The drive continues now.
Welcome back. Cam DaSilva will join us in just a couple of minutes. Kyle, I have some exciting news. That wasn't it.
Oh.
The radio publication awards are out for best afternoon, your best afternoon shows in the entire country. Now, as everybody knows, we were number 12 in the country, and we haven't really talked about that much. We're not excited at all.
Number 12.
Grant Napier and Doug Christie on the list. Coming in at number 14. Congratulations, Grant and Doug. We are proud. Them.
I'm more proud of us.
Well, I'm 2 spots prouder of us.
Yes, definitely.
Well, to be fair, though, they have a lot of interruptions, A's games, Kings games,
Sure.
A lot of competition.
Yeah.
The afternoon sports talk competition is huge.
Yeah, but, we
Massive.
compete with a lot of soccer.
That's right, we do.
We compete with the morning TV talk shows.
Yes, we do.
So
I'm not saying that if they want advice from us that I would say no.
Yeah, because we're here to help the people below us.
Yeah. From the 916, is this Christian music? Sounds horrid. What are you talking about? It's
Your face
30
sounds
seconds
horrid.
to Mars.
Face is horrid.
Golly. All right, Cam DaSilva will join us here in just a couple seconds. Kyle will get Cam on. And Kevin Nagel will be in studio at some point towards the beginning of the 8 o'clock hour. I don't know how traffic is. So I can't help you there. But we're looking to get him on. And he'll be on for the entire hour. He'll finish out the show with us, and we will sit. And we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We'll talk about the Republic. I'm always interested in talking about Kevin and his vision for Sacramento. It'll be much like very, very similar when I had Greg Lukenbill in studio a few months back. The titans of the local area and the people that help shape the now and the future are always fascinating to me. And I know Kevin a little bit. I'm always anxious to share his story and learn some things that I didn't know. From the 916, they would have been number 13, except for the days when Matt George hosted. Wow. Wow, Dragon Matt. Joining us right now, there is a football game going on Sunday.
What?
It's called the Super Bowl, I believe, is the term. We refer to it as the big game, of course. And joining us right now, one of the participants from a journalism point of view in the big game, Rams Wire, which we read quite a bit and enjoy, and Kyle is very familiar with, being one of the writers there as well. Cam DaSilva once again with us. Cam, it's Dave and Kyle. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. Are you nervous? Are you in shape? Are you ready for this Sunday? Do you have everything worked out? Are you going to be able to live up to the moment, Cam?
Oh, yeah. I appreciate you specifying that I'm only participating from a journalist standpoint and not actually in the game, but I can't say I would be ready to participate on the field.
I feel like Sean McVay could scheme a couple of catches in like 13 to 18 yards for you, though.
Yeah, he probably just wouldn't want to because I don't know if it would work very well.
I want to ask you some questions we were asking in our previous segment. We do a little segment called Four Down Territory. We're 4 questions, very cleverly named, and
Really clever.
Very clever. And these were Rams-based questions. I'm going to turn it around since Kyle and I just watch from afar and ask an expert. First one was, is Jared Goff, and this is a goofy question, but you know what I mean by it. Is Jared Goff going to be ready for the spotlight on Sunday?
Yeah, you could tell just based on his press conference today and even yesterday. He really just wants to get to the game. He seems to be a little bit tired of answering these questions. The media obligations for the Super Bowl are a little bit crazy. You have opening night Monday, then you have sessions on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So he's kind of tired of talking about the game, and he just wants to play it. He's a guy who's calm, cool, and collected. He has that California vibe, and he never really wavers on anything and gets too worked up about anything on the field. He handled that Superdome a week and a half ago in the NFC Championship game pretty well. His headset went out, had to use his backup quarterback's helmet for a little while. So this kid doesn't really get tripped up or shocked by anything. So he's definitely going to be ready for the game come Sunday, and all that preparation that he's doing this week is hopefully going to pay off for him.
Does and you could say the same thing in some aspects about the Patriots, but with Bill Belichick. But in a lot of aspects, does Sean McVay's just massive amounts of preparation, they call it, one of his phrases was situational masters. Does the fact that the Rams have that repetition and that preparation throughout the season going back to training camp, do you think that will serve them well when it comes to nerves on Sunday?
Yeah, and they've talked about it this week and leading up to the NFC Championship game, just kind of what the experience in the playoffs has done for them, whether it's that loss to the Falcons last year, that game against the Cowboys at the Coliseum, and then obviously the NFC Championship game last week. So they've gotten some good experience in the postseason. Sean McVay going through 2 seasons with him. The players have full trust in him. He's going to cook up a game plan that's going to work. It's really just about going out and executing. I think it was Andrew Whitworth said, you never really worry about the game plan that Sean McVay is going to come up with. It's just about going out and executing it and doing your job to the best of your ability. And if you do that, you're probably going to win, because McVay has these guys ready to go week in and week out, and very rarely do they lose a game because of him.
So they were able to get by the Saints despite Todd Gurley having his worst game as a pro. Can they beat the Patriots if he has a similar performance on Sunday?
Yeah, I think so. I think they've kind of shown in the past 2 weeks that he doesn't necessarily, even the past 4 weeks going back to, or the past 4 games going back to the regular season when he was hurt, they've kind of shown that they don't need him to be his dominant offensive player of the year caliber self in order to win games. They got it done with C.J. Anderson. They got it done with Jared Goff doing most of the work last week against the Saints. So they can win in a variety of ways, and the defense has really played well recently. And obviously the Patriots are difficult, especially when they have 2 weeks to prepare. And going out and trying to stop that offense is extremely hard. But that defense has really stepped up, and the secondary is playing well with Aqib Talib healthy. And I don't really think it's all going to come down to Gurley having a big game.
Cam DaSilva, Rams Wire, joining us. Cam, what would you say is the Rams' biggest advantage over the Patriots?
Oh, that's tough. I think the offensive line right now is playing. Obviously, there's only 2 teams left, but they're playing better than anyone really has all season. I know the Patriots and Brady's only been hit, say, 3 times in the past 2 games, but the Rams' offensive line has done a phenomenal job protecting Jared Goff. He's gotten very little pressure on him, and it's kind of elevated his play and elevated the play of all of the running backs, both Gurley. I know he didn't do anything last week, but against the Cowboys, he had huge running lanes. And then Anderson has done a good job for them too. So that offensive line is one of the better ones in the NFL. And the fact that they've had so much continuity with all 5 starters playing every single game this year, that's a huge advantage for them.
Let's just assume we know that Aaron Donald's going to do Aaron Donald things. Who is the most important player for the Rams on defense?
I think Nickel Roby-Coleman. We've talked about him a lot based on his Tom Brady comments and the hit in the NFC Championship game against the Saints. But he's going to be a huge part of this defense as kind of a guy who's not a huge name. He's going to be asked to cover Julian Edelman, who's we saw against the Chiefs last week. He just consistently picks up 3rd downs, whether it's 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15. He can pick up 10, 15 yards in the slot. And even when it's a short yardage third down situation, he knows how to get to the sticks and make a quick break and get open for Brady. And their chemistry just works so well because they're able to hit the timing of those routes perfectly. So Mikel Roby-Coleman has played well lately. He's going to need to step up his game even more on Sunday because Brady's going to be looking for number 11 in the slot. Every time it comes down to third down, he's probably going to be his top target. So Roby-Coleman's definitely got to step up his game in the Super Bowl.
Cam, speaking of stepping up, if the Rams come out winners on Sunday, which do you think is more important for them to have clicking on all cylinders, their offense or their defense?
I would say the defense. You can't allow the Patriots to run 90-plus plays like they did against the Chiefs. They dominated that game all on offense, whether it was yardage, first downs, time of possession. I mean, they absolutely owned that game. And even though it was only a 6-point win, they controlled that clock. And if the Rams can't get off the field on third down, if they can't stop the Patriots in the red zone, it's going to be a long day for them, even as good as their offense is. Bill Belichick, being that defensive guy that he is, he's going to come up ways to slow down the Rams offense, and it's going to be up to Wade Phillips to kind of do the same against the Patriots.
So let's pretend I'm a time traveler and I come back and I say, hey, the Rams won, but Jared Goff was not the MVP. Who would you think won the MVP?
Ooh, maybe one of the running backs, just because of the way that the Rams use them in the red zone. Sean McVay likes to go run heavy in the red zone once he gets down to the line of scrimmage. Most of Gurley's touchdowns this season came from within 10 yards of the goal line. I know that sounds obvious, but they do get run heavy once they get close to the goal line. But one guy that I'm kind of looking at is a little bit of a sleeper is Dante Fowler. He had 2 sacks against the Patriots last year in the AFC Championship game, had another sack against them in Week 2. So obviously the tackles are going to be different for the Patriots, but he's a guy who's kind of had the Patriots number, and he knows that Brady doesn't have great mobility. So with that speed rush on the outside, he could have a big game. And then obviously inside you have Donald, who he could go off for 5 sacks and win MVP. Who knows? But those are a few guys who I'm looking at.
Cam, it's not like the Rams don't have any veterans, but the focus is on Belichick and Brady versus Goff and Sean McVay. We talked about Goff and Brady. When it comes to Belichick and McVay, there's no doubt that McVay is he's so good and he's so celebrated that if you were a roommate of his in college, you probably have a head coaching job right now. But do you worry at all about the matchup between those two, literally the master and the up-and-comer?
Absolutely, 100%. McVay has made some questionable decisions on fourth down. He likes to play it aggressive against the Saints. He kicked the field goal from the 1-yard line on fourth down to tie the game instead of going for it. Some really questioned that, and all the analytics said he should have gone for it, and it would have boosted his chances of winning. He also likes to burn through timeouts fairly quickly, whether it's when the play clock is running down or he just simply doesn't like what the defense is showing him. So you do have to be a little bit concerned that this kind of big spotlight in the moment of the Super Bowl is going to maybe not fluster him, but cause him to use timeouts more freely or go away from what he's done this season. But you do worry about it a little bit, being as young as he is and as inexperienced as he is, with the history of kind of using timeouts questionably in the past.
So that being said, you see Belichick do all kinds of things to fluster other teams. One of my favorites is when he's going for it on 4th and 1, and then boom, brings the punt unit on out of the blue and makes the other team burn a timeout or be in the wrong type of coverage. Do you sometimes coach on coach is a little overrated as far as its effect, but do you see Belichick coming out and trying to throw everything and the kitchen sink at McVay?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. You could see him switch up from a 3-4 defense in the first half and go to a 4-3 in the second half, and things like that, just trying to trip up the offense or do something different to kind of confuse the Rams a little bit. With Goff being so inexperienced, maybe Belichick switches up the defense after that 15-second clock on the play clock goes away and McVay can't talk to him. I think that's kind of overblown a little bit, but With Belichick, you never really know what you're going to get. And with 2 weeks to prepare for this team, you know he's going to attack the Rams from every angle.
We saw the Rams stumble a little bit at the end of the year. We saw them turn it back on against the Cowboys and then have to, slug it out with the Saints. Which Rams team do you expect that we get in the Super Bowl? The one that was dominant through the first 10 or so weeks? Or do you think that more the norm is the more kind of scaled back version of the team we've seen?
Yeah, I think we're going to get the more scaled back version. I think they're probably going to try to get Todd Gurley involved as quickly as they can. If he doesn't have any success, they're going to go to C.J. Anderson and try to get him going. So there's a variety of ways that they can attack this Patriots defense, but I think kind of maybe slowing it down a little bit and getting that ground game going will be important for them.
Cam, when we go to Rams Wire, obviously Kyle and I have been there. You tell me, what's everybody going to find this week? Obviously Super Bowl preview stuff, but what are we looking for?
Yeah, we got stuff on key matchups like Roby Coleman against Edelman. I just did a post on Jared Goff 2 years ago after a loss to the 49ers, promised to fix the Rams, and at this point it looks like he's done exactly that. Obviously hasn't done it alone, but we're trying to hit the game from all angles and kind of find things that people may not be talking about and covering all these media obligations too with all the players. So we've got some good stuff there.
All right, that's Cam DaSilva. We appreciate your time. Hey, good luck on Sunday, whether you're suiting up with the uniform or you're suiting up with the typewriter, huh?
Hey, real quick, we can't get you out of here without asking for a prediction. So who do you think wins, and do you have a score?
I'm going with the Rams in this one. I don't know what the score exactly is going to be. I think it's going to be probably a 2 or 3 point win. Let's go with 30-27 on game winner by Greg Zuerlein.
Oh,
calling the Zuerlein shot. I love it.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
it, Cam. That's Cam DaSilva. I'm not questioning whether or not he truly thinks the Rams are going to win, but it would be kind of awkward if you picked the Patriots, wouldn't it? I mean, could you? You write for Rams. Why can't you pick the Patriots?
So I would always, for the most part, pick against the 49ers in like columns and stuff. And with USA Today, we had to do these sports weeklies. It's this publication they put out, they print.
Yes.
We had to write these write-ups for them. And so for the Raider game, I'd been picking the Niners, but I picked against the Niners in this one.
Sure.
Because I was like, the Raiders are probably more talented. The Niners stink. I'll take that. And it was like one of the first times I'd picked against the Niners. And this guy immediately after their game finds me on Twitter, quotes that piece in this printed publication, and was like, haha, guess you don't know what you're talking about.
Of course.
It's like,
of course. But had you picked the other way, it would be that you're terrible and you're not a fan.
Right.
Right.
Brutal.
Fans, dude.
I know.
Short for fanatic. How much time we have here?
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah. I have some prop bets for you.
Please give them.
I made these up.
Oh, these are Kyle originals.
Yes, Kyle originals.
Let me get the Kyle original prop bet Super Bowl music here. Okay. You don't even need to talk in the voice.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do the voice. Tony Romo accurate play predictions over under 5.5.
I think there's so much hype on this, and I think Romo's aware of it. I'm going to go with under. Not that he couldn't pick that many, but I think he's going to tone it down a little bit for the Super Bowl.
See, I think the opposite. I think this is his moment. This is his first trip to the Super Bowl, and I think he is going to go all out and call plays. Maybe not all game, but in big moments, final 2 minutes, things like that. I think he's going to really get after it. I think he goes over the 5.5.
I think it'd be great if they did a skit where Tony Romo just predicted everything in real life. He was just in a grocery store and like, oh, look right here, the way she's sidling up to aisle 7. I think it's going to be Jiffy Pop. And she just pops the popcorn in her bucket.
So the Kings play the Saturday before the Super Bowl. De'Aaron Fox points plus Todd Gurley rushing yards over under 99.5.
Ooh, that's a great one. Who do we know the Kings play?
The 76ers at home.
I'm going to go over. There's so many ways to go over on that one. And it might just be that De'Aaron Fox has 91 points. And then Todd Gurley goes for 10. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to go over on that one. But that's a really good one, Kyle.
Yeah, I was thinking like 20 points for Fox. That's like 80 rushing yards for Gurley to go over.
Yeah.
I like the over. 2 more here. Which is greater? James Harden points on Saturday. I believe they play the Jazz. Or Josh Reynolds receiving yards.
James Harden, who averaged over 40 points in the last month. I think the smart play there is Harden points. But, man, that's one that could just get knocked out in 1 or 2 passes. I mean, I could also see Josh Reynolds having 70 yards receiving in the first quarter.
Right, that's what I think. Reynolds is going to have a weird, fluky, like 75-yard play.
It's going to be Reynolds or Cooks or Wood. It's just whichever weapon they decide to go to.
Okay, this I think was my favorite one.
All right.
Will a photo of Sean McVay pre-Rams be shown during the broadcast between kickoff and final
whistle?
whistle?
100%. And my prediction, I'll even go further. My prediction will be it will be a photo of Sean McVay in the year 2000, 2001 that they will use to show what he was doing 18 years ago when he was 15 years old when the last when these teams last played.
Okay.
Absolutely. Plus, there's a lot of old photos of Sean McVay
The argument for no here is that that's such a played-out storyline during the week that they'll go elsewhere during the broadcast.
Yeah, well, that argument that the Super Bowl broadcast will not hop on a played-out storyline.
Great point.
Yeah, of course it is.
I'm keeping these.
I want you to keep those. We'll review those on Monday. Kevin Nagel will join us in studio in the next hour. We'll be talking the future of Sacramento in soccer. We'll be having a little bit of fun as well.
Sacramento.
Yeah, I like that. Sacramento. Sacramento or
Sacramento.
Sacramento. Wasn't he the philosopher, the ancient Sacramento?
That's Plato.
Who had the friend named Daryl. We're back in a second. Sports 1140 KHTK.